Last year, I noticed my 78-year-old mother suddenly stopped watching her favorite TV shows. At first, I thought she was just bored, a natural change in interests that comes with age. But something inside me felt unsettled, like a quiet alarm I couldn't quite silence. Have you noticed any unusual changes in your loved one lately? Comment below. I'd love to know what you're seeing. When I mentioned Mom's disinterest to her hospice nurse during a routine visit, her expression changed immediately. "That's actually one of the first signs," she told me gently. "The body often sends quiet warnings up to a year before someone enters life's final stage. Most families miss them simply because they don't know what to look for." Those words changed everything for our family. By recognizing these subtle signals early, we were able to cherish every remaining moment, prepare emotionally, and most importantly, ensure Mom was comfortable and surrounded by love during her final months. Knowledge, as painful as it was, became our greatest gift. Today, I'm sharing the 7 shocking signs that could indicate your aging loved one's time might be approaching. This isn't about fear or giving up hope. It's about preparation, creating meaningful moments, and ensuring comfort with dignity. These signs, backed by hospice experts and medical research, range from physical changes to subtle emotional shifts that many dismiss as normal aging. Whether you're caring for a parent, spouse, or friend in their golden years, recognizing these signals early can make all the difference in providing them the support they truly need. Some of these signs might surprise you. Others might confirm what you've quietly suspected. Stay with me until the end to understand the complete picture. The first sign might be something you've already noticed, but dismissed as unimportant. Ready to learn these critical signs? Subscribe and comment signs below to join our supportive community. If you're caring for an aging loved one right now, you've likely noticed subtle changes that sometimes keep you awake at night. A new habit, a changed appetite, a different look in their eyes. Has your loved one suddenly become more tired or refused favorite foods? I used to think these were just normal aging, but the truth runs much deeper. As a caregiver, you're in a unique position, one that's both challenging and deeply meaningful. You notice the small details others might miss, and these observations can be invaluable. Understanding these signs today could forever change how you care for your loved one, providing comfort when they need it most. The 7 signs I'm sharing today are backed by hospice experts who have guided thousands of families through this delicate transition. These signals range from physical changes you can observe to emotional shifts that might surprise you. Some may appear months before more serious symptoms, giving you precious time to adjust care approaches. This knowledge serves as a compassionate guide, not a definitive timeline. Every person's journey is unique, with its own rhythm and pace. Some may experience several signs, while others show only a few. What matters most is how we respond when we recognize them. The first sign might be something you've already noticed in your loved one, but dismissed as just another aspect of aging. Let's explore what it really means. The first sign could be happening right now. Let's explore what you need to know. Sign number 1 is something that often happens so gradually you might not notice until it becomes pronounced. Significant, unintentional weight loss. Have you noticed your loved one's clothes suddenly hanging loose? Perhaps they've needed to tighten their belt an extra notch, or their wedding ring slips off more easily. Maybe you've observed their face looking more angular, with cheekbones becoming more prominent. These subtle changes often happen months before other more serious symptoms appear. This isn't the kind of weight loss that comes from a new diet or increased activity. It's unintentional and often continues despite efforts to prevent it. What's happening is that the body begins to struggle with absorbing nutrients efficiently. The metabolism changes fundamentally. Muscles begin to waste, and appetite naturally fades as the body's systems slowly begin to shift priorities. According to hospice nurses with decades of experience, this weight loss is often one of the earliest signs that the body is entering a different phase, sometimes appearing 6 to 12 months before other significant changes. A 2023 study in the Journal of Palliative Medicine found that unintended weight loss of 10% or more over 6 months correlated strongly with declining health in elderly patients. If you notice this sign, don't panic, but do pay attention. It's important not to force large meals, which can cause distress. Instead, offer small portions of favorite foods without pressure. Focus on nutrient-dense options when possible, and ensure proper hydration, which becomes increasingly important. A study from Harvard Medical School suggests that small, frequent offerings of preferred foods can improve quality of life significantly during this time. My father started leaving his oatmeal untouched each morning, something he'd never done before. I began offering his favorite vanilla pudding in small ramekins throughout the day, instead of expecting him to finish regular meals. These small, sweet options brought him joy without pressure. The next sign I regret mistaking for normal aging might surprise you. We'll explore that after I share this insight. Many families notice this weight loss but attribute it solely to getting older. Understanding its deeper significance allows for more compassionate care adjustments. Have you found creative ways to encourage your loved one to eat? Share your experience in the comments to help others facing this challenge. Sign number 2 is extreme fatigue and weakness that goes beyond normal tiredness. Is your loved one suddenly too exhausted to enjoy their favorite hobbies? Perhaps they're spending more time in bed or need to rest after simple activities like getting dressed or walking to the bathroom. Maybe they've stopped joining family gatherings because they simply don't have the energy. This profound fatigue is different from the general slowing down that comes with aging. What's happening physiologically is that as vital organs begin to work less efficiently, the body naturally conserves energy for essential functions. Circulation may become reduced, delivering less oxygen to muscles and tissues. The result is a deep, persistent tiredness that sleep doesn't seem to resolve. Tasks that were once simple become genuinely exhausting. According to the National Institute on Aging's research on over 1,000 seniors, this increased fatigue directly relates to reduced circulation and oxygen delivery to tissues, a natural part of the body's changing priorities. At 75, my neighbor Richard stopped tending his beloved garden, something he'd done daily for decades. "I just don't have it in me anymore," he explained. His family respected his need for rest rather than pushing him to stay active, making his days more comfortable. If you observe this sign, it's important to respect these new energy limitations rather than encouraging your loved one to push through or stay active as we might typically advise. Create a comfortable resting space with everything they need within easy reach. Consider adjusting family visits to their higher energy times of day, which is often in the morning for many seniors. Instead of long activities, plan for shorter, meaningful interactions. Remember that your presence itself can provide comfort without requiring conversation or activity. Sometimes, simply sitting together quietly can be profoundly connecting. The fatigue might fluctuate, with good days and more challenging ones. Use the higher energy periods for quality interaction rather than tasks or chores. Medicare's home health services can provide assistive devices that conserve energy for essential activities, something worth exploring with their healthcare provider. Next, we'll discuss a sign that often breaks families' hearts, but reveals so much about what's happening physiologically. But first, understand this. Fatigue isn't laziness or giving up. It's the body's wisdom in action, conserving precious energy. Share this video with someone caring for an aging loved one. Your thoughtfulness could provide the understanding they desperately need right now. Sign number 3 is increasing cognitive confusion, even in those who haven't been diagnosed with dementia. Have you noticed your loved one forgetting familiar faces? Perhaps they're struggling to follow conversations, repeating the same questions, or becoming confused about time and place more frequently. Maybe they're mixing up family members' names or referencing events from decades ago as if they happened yesterday. This isn't simply senior moments. It represents a significant change in cognitive function. What's happening is that reduced oxygen to the brain can cause disorientation and confusion. As circulation changes and the body prioritizes essential functions, cognitive clarity often fluctuates. The Mayo Clinic identifies this increased confusion as a key marker that differentiates normal aging from more significant transitions, particularly when it develops relatively quickly or worsens noticeably. My father, who had always been sharp as a tack, began calling me by my sister's name. More concerning was when he asked when my mother would be home, though she had passed away years earlier. A geriatric specialist explained that these moments weren't necessarily dementia, but rather changing blood flow to different brain regions as his body began its natural transition. If you observe this sign, approach with practical solutions. Use a large print calendar or clock to help with time orientation. Place simple labels on important drawers or cabinets if they're struggling to find items. Create a daily schedule with pictures if needed and keep it visible. Install nightlights to prevent disorientation during nighttime bathroom trips. Maintain familiar routines, as predictability provides comfort when cognition fluctuates. Keep surroundings simple and uncluttered, reducing stimulation that might increase confusion. Visiting during the morning hours when many seniors have greater clarity can lead to more meaningful interactions. Most importantly, adapt your communication approach. Use simple, direct sentences. Ask one question at a time and wait patiently for responses. Free community caregiver support groups provide invaluable guidance for navigating these cognitive changes. Check your local senior center for resources. The next sign might explain why meals are increasingly being skipped. But first, remember this important point. Confusion can cause anxiety for your loved one. Your calm, accepting presence becomes even more important during these times of cognitive change. What simple tools have helped your loved one stay oriented? Comment below with your practical tips to help our community. Sign number 4 is a noticeably decreased interest in food and fluids. Is your loved one refusing meals they once enjoyed? Perhaps they take a bite or two before pushing the plate away, or they're barely sipping water throughout the day. Maybe they complain that everything tastes different, or that they simply don't feel hungry anymore. This isn't just pickiness or a changing palate. It signals something much more significant. What's happening physiologically is remarkable. The body naturally begins to signal that it requires less energy as it prepares to slow down its functions. Appetite hormones change, taste buds often become less sensitive, and the digestive system works less efficiently. The desire for food and drink naturally diminishes as part of this process. According to the American Geriatric Society's clinical guidelines, this decreased interest in nutrition is considered a natural, non-painful part of the body's transition. My aunt, who once loved her morning coffee ritual, began leaving her cup untouched. When we stopped focusing on getting enough nutrition and instead offered small tastes of favorite foods without pressure, mealtimes became peaceful rather than stressful. If you notice this sign, it's crucial to shift your approach. rather than focusing on nutrition or hydration goals, which can create anxiety for both of you. Offer small amounts of favorite foods when they show interest. Use a clean, warm, damp cloth to gently moisten lips and mouth 2 to 3 times daily. Or use moistened cotton swabs to provide comfort to the inside of the mouth if drinking has decreased. Keep a small water bottle with a straw by their bedside for easy access. Offer ice chips, popsicles, or frozen fruit slices, which can be soothing and provide small amounts of hydration. Try serving food in small, colorful ramekins rather than overwhelming full plates. The goal shifts from nutrition to comfort. Remember that forcing food or fluids can actually create distress and discomfort. This is often where family members struggle most, as providing food is such a fundamental way we show care. It helps to understand that the body is naturally requiring less nourishment during this time, and that comfort should be the priority over intake. What's a sign that shows the body's natural defenses may be changing? We'll explore that next. But first, remember, decreased eating isn't starving. It's the body's natural wisdom adjusting requirements as needs change. This understanding can transform mealtime from a battle into a gentle opportunity for connection. Sign number 5 involves the body's ability to protect and repair itself. Frequent infections and slow wound healing. Have you noticed your loved one catching colds that linger much longer than usual? Perhaps cuts or bruises take weeks to heal instead of days. Maybe they've had recurring infections like UTIs or respiratory issues that seem to come back frequently despite treatment. This isn't just bad luck. It reflects important changes in the body's defense systems. What's happening physiologically is that the immune response naturally becomes less robust. Circulation changes mean fewer immune cells reach injured areas, and the inflammatory response, crucial for healing, becomes less efficient. Combined with thinning, more fragile skin, these changes make both fighting infections and healing wounds significantly more challenging. The National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization reports that this increased susceptibility to infection is a hallmark of late-stage transition, often appearing months before more obvious signs. My grandmother developed a small paper cut that took nearly 3 weeks to heal, something that would have been unthinkable when she was younger. This subtle sign helped us understand her changing health status. If you observe this sign, focus on prevention first. Implement a strict hand-washing routine for yourself and all visitors. Use alcohol-based sanitizers when soap isn't available. Keep your loved one's skin clean and moisturized with gentle, fragrance-free lotions twice daily. Inspect the skin carefully during bathing, paying special attention to pressure points like heels, tailbone, and elbows. Check your loved one morning and evening each day for signs of infection. Watch for confusion, like calling family members by wrong names, unusual drowsiness, yawning constantly or sleeping all day, or sudden complete loss of appetite. Keep a simple journal of these changes to share with their doctor. Use a digital thermometer each morning. Even a mild fever above 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit or 37.5 degrees Celsius can be an early warning sign when other symptoms aren't obvious in elderly adults. When injuries do occur, proper wound care becomes crucial. Apply non-stick bandages and change them daily. Medicare's home health services can provide wound care specialists who offer invaluable guidance for managing slow-healing injuries. Don't hesitate to connect with Elder Care Locator through their free helpline for more home care resources. Sign number 6 is a noticeable change in breathing patterns or circulation, often subtle at first, but increasingly evident over time. Have you noticed your loved one's hands or feet feeling unusually cold, even in a warm room? Perhaps their skin looks mottled, patchy, or blotchy, or their breathing has become irregular, with pauses or shallow breaths. These changes are often more pronounced during rest or sleep, and can be startling to witness. What's happening physiologically is that the body begins prioritizing vital organs, reducing blood flow to extremities like hands and feet. Breathing patterns shift as the respiratory system adjusts to lower oxygen demands. The American Geriatric Society notes that these changes typically emerge weeks to months before more significant transitions, signaling the body's natural redirection of resources. My uncle, who always held my hand tightly during talks, started having ice-cold hands even in a warm room. One evening, I heard him breathing unevenly, pausing for a few seconds before continuing. I panicked, but the hospice nurse explained it was natural, helping me focus on keeping him comfortable. Understanding that these were natural changes allowed us to focus on comfort rather than fear. If you observe this sign, focus on keeping your loved one comfortable rather than trying to reverse these natural changes. Elevate their head with 1 or 2 pillows, about 15 to 30 degrees, to ease breathing if irregular patterns emerge. If pauses last over 10 seconds, note the frequency and call their hospice nurse for guidance. For circulation changes, gentle massage of cold hands and feet with unscented lotion can provide comfort, but avoid applying pressure if the skin appears fragile. Provide soft, loose cotton socks and thin cotton gloves or mittens for warmth without restricting already reduced circulation. Use lightweight, breathable cotton blankets rather than heavy comforters that could feel confining or cause overheating. These signs often cause the most anxiety for families. As they're among the most visible changes, remember that your calm presence is therapeutic. Your loved one responds to your energy, even when communication is limited. Pause to feel their hands or hear their breathing. It's a moment to connect. What ways have you soothed your loved one's breathing or warmth? Hit like and share in the comments to build our community knowledge. Sign number 7 involves unexpected emotional or mood changes that might seem puzzling or out of character. Have you noticed your typically patient loved one becoming suddenly irritable or agitated for no apparent reason? Or perhaps the opposite, a normally expressive person becoming unusually quiet and withdrawn? Maybe you've observed unexpected emotional reactions, tears during happy moments, or smiles during serious conversations. Sometimes there's a surprising calm that descends after periods of struggle. What's occurring is fascinating from both physiological and psychological perspectives. As the brain experiences subtle changes in blood flow and chemistry, emotional responses naturally shift. Simultaneously, many individuals undergo an internal emotional process as their awareness of transition grows, sometimes consciously, sometimes at a deeper level beyond words. The Hospice Foundation of America links these emotional shifts to both neurological changes and the profound psychological work of life completion. Dr. Ira Byock, a leading palliative care physician, describes this as part of the natural wisdom of the transition process. My mother, who had always been reserved and private, began sharing stories about meeting my father for the first time, stories she'd never told before. These precious conversations became invaluable gifts for our family. If you observe these changes, your approach makes all the difference. Rather than trying to cheer up a withdrawn loved one or calm an agitated one, ask about their life lessons and wisdom they'd like to pass on. Record their stories if possible. These become priceless memories. Create a legacy project together. Perhaps a simple photo album with their comments, a letter to younger family members, or a collection of favorite recipes with the stories behind them. This is the time for meaningful connection beyond everyday conversation. Many hospice specialists note that hearing remains intact even when other faculties diminish. So continue speaking gently, even when you're unsure how much is being understood. Music from significant periods of their life often creates powerful connections when words become difficult. Create a personalized playlist of songs from their youth or significant life events. Free music therapy resources through hospice services can guide you in selecting the most impactful music. Perhaps most importantly, give permission. Many elderly loved ones hold on through discomfort because they worry about those being left behind. Simple statements like "we will miss you, but we'll be okay" can provide profound emotional relief. Libraries often offer free grief support literature that can help prepare families for these important conversations. Stay with me for a moment longer to learn how to make every remaining moment count. And we've explored 7 important signs that might indicate your aging loved one is entering life's final transition. Significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, increased confusion, decreased interest in food and drink, frequent infections, changes in breathing or circulation, and mood or emotional shifts. These signs are your loved one's body communicating important information. If we're willing to listen and understand, recognizing these signs isn't about surrendering hope or giving up. Instead, this knowledge offers a precious opportunity to shift your care approach, prioritize meaningful moments, and ensure true comfort. When we understand what's happening physiologically, fear often gives way to acceptance and a deeper form of connection. This journey asks much of caregivers. Many fear they'll miss important signs or make mistakes along the way. Remember that your loving presence, even with imperfections, is the greatest gift you can offer. Perfect care isn't the goal. Compassionate presence is what truly matters. Tonight, take a moment to observe your loved one with these signs in mind. Spend 5 minutes sitting quietly beside them, noticing if they show unusual fatigue or disinterest in food. Take notes about any changes to discuss with healthcare providers. If you notice one or more signs, consider reaching out to a hospice organization, even if just for information. Most offer free consultations without any commitment to services. Their expertise can provide peace of mind and practical guidance tailored to your specific situation. Medicare's hospice benefit covers these services completely, removing financial barriers to this specialized support. Creating meaningful moments doesn't require grand gestures. Simple acts, sharing memories, gentle touch, favorite music, or just quiet companionship become profound expressions of love during this sacred time, building a community of care that comforts you in the years ahead. Remember, too, that caring for yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Reach out to friends, faith communities, or caregiver support groups. Your well-being matters tremendously, both now and in the future. I hope this information serves as a compassionate guide during a challenging time. Knowledge truly is power, not to change what's happening, but to respond with greater understanding and love. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and send it to a friend caring for someone. Recognized a sign in your loved one? Comment it below. I'll respond to support you. Thank you for watching. May you find strength, peace, and moments of unexpected grace along this journey.